Welcome to CrossWhisper's weekly nighttime meditation. If your heart is tired and the silence feels heavy, you're not forgotten. God is still working in the quiet. So breathe deep and rest in His timing. This is Night Whisper, Episode 5, Peace in the Waiting. Psalm 37, verses 5 through 9. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do this. He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Do not fret. It leads only to evil. For those who are evil will be destroyed, but those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land. Stillness is not weakness, it is worship. It takes courage to stop running when the world demands motion. It takes strength to rest while others rush ahead. The Lord isn't impressed by our pace. He delights in our dependence. When you stop striving, heaven starts moving. Your calm becomes a declaration that your hope is no longer tied to what you can do, but to what He already finished. Father, teach me the strength of quiet trust. When I am tempted to fix what only You can heal, help me step back and breathe. Guard my heart from envy and frustration. Let patience be my armor and peace my proof that You are near. Exodus 14:13-14. Moses answered the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." When Israel stood trapped between an army and the sea, God's answer wasn't panic. It was peace. He said, "Stand still." Because sometimes the battle is won not by charging forward, but by standing in faith long enough for God to move. You don't have to push open every door. You just have to stay in position until the one who parts seas tells you to step through. You're standing on the edge of a quiet shoreline. The waves rise and fall in rhythm with your breathing. The horizon glows faintly with coming light. You whisper to your heart, "The Lord will fight for me." And the sea seems to whisper back, "Be still." Lamentations 3:22-27. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for His compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, "The Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for Him." The Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him. To the one who seeks Him, it is good to wait quietly. For the salvation of the Lord, it is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. Every sunrise that comes without an answer still brings mercy. Every night that ends without resolution still carries grace. The writer of Lamentations spoke from ruins, but even there, he found God's goodness. Faith isn't proven by how we act when life is easy, but by what we still believe when everything breaks. Waiting doesn't just delay your future. It transforms your heart. It teaches you to trust a God whose compassion renews itself every morning you wake. Lord, thank You for the mercies that keep meeting me in my waiting. Even when I don't understand, You remain kind. When my heart grows impatient, slow it down. When my faith grows thin, fill the empty spaces with your presence. Help me rest in your faithfulness, knowing that what you start, you finish. And what you allow, you redeem. Psalm 41:3. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in Him. The waiting itself is holy ground. It's where your cry becomes your calling and your endurance becomes your worship. When God lifts you up, you don't just stand taller, you sing louder. The song He writes through waiting can only be sung by those who stayed. So stay. Even if the verse feels unfinished, the chorus of deliverance is already being written. The ground is soft, the air clean. Below, rivers glisten under the morning sun. You breathe deeply and realize that the storm didn't break you. It prepared you for the song that's coming. Psalm 27:13-14. I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. Faith doesn't erase fear, it outlasts it. David wrote these words in the middle of battle, not after the victory. He didn't say, I hope I'll see God's goodness. He said, I will. That kind of confidence isn't born from comfort. It's forged in quiet trust. God's goodness is not a distant promise. It's a reality unfolding right now, in the unseen corners where His hands still move. When you cannot trace His plan, you can still trust His presence. Father, give me eyes to see your goodness even in the gray days. When my heart grows weary, strengthen it with hope. When I am tempted to despair, remind me that you are near and still working. Let my waiting be full of worship and my silence be full of faith. Make me confident in your timing, not my own. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Heaven never wastes a moment. Even the parts of your story that felt like detours were doorways to deeper trust. You don't have to understand how it's working. You only have to believe that it is. The hidden work of heaven is the unseen weaving of redemption through delay. Every quiet season is a thread in a greater tapestry, and when it's complete, you'll see that not a single waiting night was wasted. You're walking through a forest path at dusk. The light fades, but fireflies begin to glow all around you. One by one, the darkness fills with tiny lights, and you realize the night itself is alive with God's quiet work. James 5:7-11. Be patient then, brothers and sisters, until the Lord's coming. See how the farmer waits for the land to yield its valuable crop, patiently waiting for the autumn and spring rains. You too, be patient and stand firm, because the Lord's coming is near. Don't grumble against one another, or you will be judged. The judge is standing at the door. Brothers and sisters, as an example of patience in the face of suffering, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. As you know, we count as blessed those who have persevered. You have heard of Job's perseverance and have seen what the Lord finally brought about. The Lord is full of compassion and mercy. The farmer doesn't panic between the planting and the harvest because he knows the rain always comes in its season. Patience is not empty waiting. It's faith in motion. It's believing that the God who began a good work will bring it to completion in His time, not ours. Every delay hides divine mercy. God waits to give you what you're ready to hold, and in that waiting, He teaches you how to see the beauty of becoming. Lord, teach me to live like the farmer, faithful, steady, unshaken. When the field looks barren, let me remember the roots beneath the soil. When the days feel long, help me to trust your rhythm more than my restlessness. Make me patient with others, gentle in spirit, and confident that compassion still reigns. Isaiah 40:31. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Waiting doesn't weaken the soul. It strengthens it. Those who learn to wait on God don't wither. They rise. Like the eagle that catches the wind, you're not meant to flap in panic. You're meant to soar in surrender. Every moment you choose to trust rather than rush becomes a current of grace lifting you higher. And when the promise finally arrives, you'll realize the waiting was the wind beneath your wings. Night fades into the first light of dawn. The sky blushes with promise. You breathe deeply, feeling the weight of the night fall away. A quiet whisper fills your heart. You waited, and I was with you all along. 2 Corinthians 5:6-7. Therefore, we are always confident and know that as long as we are at home in the body, we are away from the Lord. For we live by faith, not by sight. Faith isn't the absence of darkness. It's the ability to keep walking through it. Anyone can trust when the road is lit. But true faith begins when sight ends. When your eyes can't see the next step, your spirit must remember every step God has already guided you through. It's not blindness. It's choosing to follow a voice more trustworthy than vision. There's a kind of confidence that can only be built in the dark, where your heart learns to depend on whispers instead of headlights. God of unseen paths, teach me to trust you when I can't see the way. When fear tells me to stop, help me move forward by faith. When doubt shouts louder than peace, quiet my mind with your presence. You are not just in the light, you are in the shadows too. And if you are here, I am not lost. Psalm 119, verse 105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Notice, a lamp to your feet, not a floodlight for the whole road. God rarely shows the finish line, only the next faithful step. He gives just enough light to keep you moving and just enough mystery to keep you close. Don't despise the dimness. It's mercy that forces dependence. Because when you walk by faith, you stop needing to see and start needing to believe. You're walking down a quiet forest path at night. The moonlight spills softly through the trees. Each step lights only when you take it. You keep moving, calm, slow, steady. And you realize the path was never dark because his light was always right beside your feet. Verse 1. Isaiah 30:15-18. This is what the Sovereign Lord, the Holy One of Israel, says. In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength, but you would have none of it. You said, "No, we will flee on horses, therefore you will flee." You said, "We will ride off on swift horses, therefore your pursuers will be swift." Yet the Lord longs to be gracious to you, therefore he will rise up to show you compassion. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all who wait for him. In the stillness of night, when the world finally grows quiet, the waiting can feel unbearable. We whisper prayers, but sometimes all we hear is silence. Yet silence is not absence. It is the sacred classroom where trust is taught. The people of Israel wanted speed. God offered stillness. They chose movement over mercy. But God still waited for them, as he waits for us. The lesson isn't to run faster, but to return sooner. Lord, slow me down. When I want to rush, teach me to rest. When I feel forgotten, remind me that you never leave. Let my heart find strength not in striving, but in stillness. Help me trust the quiet corners where you work the most. Psalm 46:10-11. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Sometimes we fear that stillness means nothing is happening, but heaven is never idle. The quiet moments are where God writes his deepest work. When you can't see the path ahead, remember, the one who made the stars has never lost his way. Peace doesn't come from answers, it comes from awareness. Be still and know he is God and he is here. You're standing on a hill beneath a wide night sky. The wind moves through the grass like a gentle song. You close your eyes, and the world seems to pause with you. Everything is still, and in that stillness, you feel him near. As this night ends, remember, waiting is not wasting. God is moving even when you can't see it. Rest in his promise. Wake in his peace. This was Night Whisper. Peace in the waiting. Good night and God bless.